They got you, Keita.
Hey, now what's going on? It's the Green Okie. Come back to you again with something a little different today. Today we're actually going to review the Pop the Balloon show, and we're going to go over how objective are you in your dating preferences in regards to colorism. So yeah, this topic is a little different today because we usually just do video breakdowns, but today we're going to just not do like a full in-depth, but just from one video, we're going to kind of pick at colorism a little bit and see how colorism affects preferences in dating. So when it comes down to dating, each of us have our own individual preference, and by no means do I wish to, infringe upon our rights to choose who we want. But what I'm getting at here in this video is we say that we aren't really a racist country and we're not really a colorist country, right? But on the other hand, we very much have ethnocentricities or these type of preferences that even by a shade lighter, a shade darker, this can maybe drastically, affect your dating pool and maybe who you want to go out with, right? So we don't really think about it as we are growing up, but we have times where you sit and think about stuff and you be like, oh, okay, well, why did I go out with this person, or why did I choose this person? And it's very interesting if you really kind of dissect yourself on why you chose an individual over another. And and like I said before, by no means are you wrong, but you're not wrong only insofar as until it basically affects a whole community. And I know that may be a mouthful, so let me go into it. Okay, now let's take the Martin Show with Pam, Gina, Tommy, the popular sitcom from the 90s. Okay, now, throughout the entirety of those 5 seasons or so that it was on, it was made clear that, Gina was the love interest of Martin, and that is fine, but in itself, who was the nemesis, or if not the nemesis, the person that you could always turn to for the butt of the joke? And it was Pam, of course, right? So as you growing up, you don't really think about, okay, well, Pam is light-skinned Gina is light-skinned and Pam is dark-skinned, right? You're not really looking at it so closely like that. But whenever you get older and you see the dating preferences of different individuals, you start to realize, okay, is this why I like a particular type of woman? Or is this why I like a particular type of man? So you really start digging into it, because through the entirety of the season, what was impressed upon us subconsciously was that this light-skinned black woman was to be desired and to be chased and to be wed. I think Martin finally did end up marrying her, if I'm not to be mistaken. So with this being said, what does it say about Pam? Right? I don't think Pam ended up getting married. Maybe she did. I'm not. I'm not totally sure. So if Gina was to get wed, is to be wed, then what does that say about Pam? I think the most that Pam had during her entire, can I say, sitcom relationship during the season was a situationship with Tommy. So maybe they just had some flings and that was it. Now, like I said, you're not thinking about these things, as you're watching the series. You're just kind of watching and you're enjoying it for what it is. Gina just happens to be light skinned and Pam just happens to be dark skinned. But what you're not realizing subconsciously is that you are, can I say, not being programmed in a sense, but you're inadvertently being, can I say, attracted to a type, or you're inadvertently attracted to a typecast as you get older, even though you may not realize it. And I think with the Ballon show, it shows this ever more. And if you even look at the show A Different World, right? So as you can see, whenever you're looking at A Different World with Dwayne and Whitley, and you also look at Martin with Martin and Gina, you see how the romance, it seems much more, can I say, authentic. Like it's not forced, it's not, no, but you can say it was a little toxic. It was definitely some toxicity there, but it seemed like it was worth it in the end, right? So it seems like despite this toxicity that may come with choosing someone lighter, in the end it's worth it. And I think, Dwayne and Whitley, they ended up getting married too, right? So, but like I said, on the flip side, when you see the Martin and Pam situation, it's always, well, it's just not going to work at all. It's just going to be arguments and roast sessions, or the disrespect. So basically, there it is. The bottom line is there's going to be disrespect between two dark-skinned individuals versus a dark-skinned and a light-skinned individual. That's what it's saying. Just bottom line. Okay, now I want you all to look at the Pop the Balloon clips I have taken for you, and I want you to kind of really notice something. Okay, so I took about 3 or 4 different ones. Okay, now I think about 2 or 3 of the women were light skinned and 2 of the women were dark skinned, but one of the women I chose was very dark skinned. Okay, and I want you to look and see how long it takes for them to pop their balloon without actually even like knowing who they are or what they're going to say. Okay.
Hello, welcome in. I'll have you hold that. What's your name?
Sade.
Sade. And how old are you?
I'm 33.
33. Okay, and what do you do?
I work in sales for an electronic company, and I'm also a children's book author.
Oh, nice. What are some things you like to do for fun?
Anything adventurous, so like skydiving. I really would like to go on a hot air balloon before the year ends. traveling, trying new foods, cooking, anything that's fun.
Okay. And now what are some things you look for in a man? Jasmine, how old are you?
I'm 30.
30. Okay. And what do you do?
I am a dental assistant, currently in school to be a hygienist, and then hopefully going on to become a dentist after that.
Okay. All right. And now what do you look for in a man?
I need someone who's driven, someone who's caring, patient, someone who's funny, because I'm funny. So if you can match my funny, I'd like that.
Okay. And now what are some of your deal breakers?
Honestly, just the top one is just a liar. If you can't tell me the truth, then there's really no getting past that.
Okay. All right. And now what are some things you like to do for fun?
I like to rollerblade. I like to kayak, hiking, because, I live in Arizona, but not this time of year, just so you know. Hang by the pool. I like to go out and try new places to eat, things like that.
Okay, all right, cool. So there are no pop balloons yet, so we're actually going to switch it on over to you.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and hand you this little toothpick.
Okay.
Single lady. Hello, welcome in. I'll have you hold that. What's your name?
Myowa.
Myowa, how old are you?
I am 32.
32. Okay. And what do you do?
I am a business owner of 7 years. I'm a lash instructor.
Okay, all right. And now what are some things you look for in a man?
Definitely a great work ethic, consistent, a lover of art, whether it's like music.
Hello, welcome. I'll have you hold that. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Driva.
Driva. Okay, how old are you?
I'm above 30.
Okay. Above 30, you should be pregnant.
Yes, I'm above 30.
Okay. And what do you do?
So I'm a podcaster of We Like It Hot podcast. I own Beach 7 Hair, and I'm a UGC creator.
Okay, very nice. And now what do you look for in a man?
So what I look for in a man is someone who knows himself and is someone who is consistent and someone who will value me.
Okay. So what are some of your deal breakers?
Okay, so now that you have watched the clips, right? Okay, what did you actually get from watching these clips, right? Okay, so if you're like me, then what you understood from these clips is that at the very least, even if you're light-skinned and don't have any other qualities going for yourself, you will be at least heard before a balloon being popped on you. Now, this was with all of the light-skinned women, right? So, on the flip side, with the dark-skinned woman, what was had is if you're dark skinned, you may not even be heard. And I think this was the most shocking part for me, because when I looked at her, it was like, okay, what's wrong with her? Now I don't know much about nail lash techs or if they're associated with, promiscuity or whatever that is, but what I'm going on is simply off first impression and appearance. This is what this whole segment is about, not some other factors that lead into, oh, are you for the streets or something like that. We're just talking about skin color only. So, and it seemed like to me that this dark-skinned woman was automatically disqualified and was basically unheard just from her being so dark, and if this whole country is based on anti-black racism, which I don't want to really bring this up, then that would be the logic behind it. So as basically America progresses, then you get further. As America progresses, you get further and further away from blackness, right? this is what all of this is saying. At least to me. This is what it's saying to me. Okay? And let me give you a little bit more proof.
I don't think love have to do with someone's height
I don't think so
or
either.
with a woman's weight. Okay?
With a woman's weight, you said?
I don't think height has to do with a man's height. Love has to do with the man's height or with a woman's weight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
I absolutely agree.
I think love is at first sight. I really do believe that. I was kind of loving you right now, but when you said that, that was like a deal breaker for me because I'm the shortest one on the panel. But I can hold my own weight. I stand on that.
Oh, absolutely. And you should not have popped your balloon.
You was a winner. But you almost won.
I was forced to say what it was. I would have said it in real life.
Right.
I date short men and tall men.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, I'm sorry.
That's no problem.
She said you shouldn't have pops. The height is not really a deal breaker for her.
But I heard it, though. It shouldn't have been said, So for a shorter man...
I'm sorry that
that's
hurt
kinda
your
like,
feelings.
It didn't hurt my feelings. It's just that you might not choose me. I want a woman that chooses me as well as I choose her.
Okay.
So I was choosing you. But when you said something, it just disqualified myself. So
Okay.
I respect that, though. You're beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's go on over here. Okay, if we can have your name and age and why you went.
I'm asking that question because when you get into gardening, you like to watch things grow.
I do.
And I can tell by this love that we share, you're going to watch it grow and you're going to nourish that. So what got you into gardening?
Ooh. So I grew up in the country kind of Maryland, and I don't know, I was always outside and things like that, and I wasn't always allowed to play with my brothers, so I found myself still being outside but doing something productive and whatnot. So when I got my own apartment and things like that, I just started growing like peppers and tomatoes, and it was very soothing to see something grow, as you just said, like, oh, I did that, and then eat what you grew.
Right.
It's an amazing feeling.
Definitely.
Sorry.
Definitely. So how soon are you talking like marriage? How soon?
Whenever we're both ready. I am about to enter my 30s. I would love to have my first child before 32,
Okay.
preferably. So it's in like 3 years. So, whenever we have that connection and whenever he's ready, whenever I'm ready, you just gonna know.
Okay. You live here?
I don't. I live in Texas.
Where at?
I live in Austin, Texas.
I'm in Houston. So who would make, do you want to live in Houston or do you want to live in Austin or somewhere else?
I don't ever have a problem relocating.
Okay.
Houston, I've gone there a few times, but the reason why I went there was to party, so I don't really know what else there is to do there besides that, but I'm pretty sure Houston's a beautiful place.
Okay.
Okay.
It really doesn't matter to me. As long as we're together, we can go wherever you want to go.
Okay.
So it really doesn't matter. But I'm from New Orleans.
Okay.
You ever been to Louisiana?
I have.
Yeah.
It's beautiful there.
Okay.
All right. So let's go back this way. Yes. You don't.
Okay, pay attention to this guy in the blue shirt. I think he said he was from like Louisiana or something like that. Whenever the darker skinned contestant tells him why she said, she doesn't go out with, shorter dudes or whatever, he disqualified himself, and all that is okay. But, with him having so much confidence, it would seem like he would maybe try to get his balloon back after her comments or after her clarifying her comments on what she meant. Because, it seemed like she was trying to actually get him to get his balloon back, but he just didn't budge, And, I also compared this same guy to whenever he got his balloon popped by the woman in the white dress. Now, the woman in the white dress, it was like she went over there and popped it, and he was still like, if it was any inclination that she would have given him a chance, he would have basically said yes, right? He would have gotten his balloon back in an instant, right? So if you can just compare these two, the woman in the white dress and the woman with the black pants on, you can see that aesthetically, which one does the dominant society prefer? Or, and just looking just from the offset, it's like, okay, this person looks more pleasing to the eye, right? The woman in a white dress, right? So it doesn't matter what she is, even though she actually had good qualifications of being an engineer and everything like that. It was just like, oh, my knight in white armor, but it was just a woman, right? So it's very interesting to see how people's preferences really change, kind of based on color. Well, and this may not be all true, but this is just kind of what I was looking at. And I do need more evidence to really just go on a full analysis. But I just chose this one out because I just wanted to see something, because I just wanted to know, how color really affected dating. Now, in this segment of the pop balloon, this guy, none of the women chose to pop their balloon. So he had to make the decision of popping which two women were the most undesirable. Now, by happenstance, he chose to pop the two darkest women. And, once again, there's nothing wrong with this. As far as each person has their own preference. But the whole thing here is that what is actually the ripple or the domino effect of maybe why these two women were popped first. And that's the whole problem.